What do you get when you take the spiciest character and leave her out of the newest Mortal Kombat game? Death threats. It turns out you get death threats. I wish I was joking. Looking for cheap software like Windows 11 for less than $3? Well, Royal CD Keys has you covered. Their website has amazing deals on software and even video games, including Blasphemous, which I just bought for less than $6. And of course I used my discount code TrueUnderdog to get 10% off. And afterwards the Steam key was emailed to me right away. So then I opened up Steam, input the code, and boom, the game was mine. As you can see, their website is amazing, and make sure to use my promo code below to get a 10% discount on your purchase. Or you can also use the QR code on screen. Every purchase that you make also supports my channel directly, and also keep in mind there's going to be a $10 giveaway in the near future. Purchasing software and games is fast, easy, and safe with Royal CD Keys, and I can't recommend them enough. Today we're discussing the most toxic community in Mortal Kombat history, the Mileena fans. And as a Mileena fan myself, this group does not speak for me, which is why I'm making this video to shine a light on it. So let's begin by discussing why Mileena is so popular. I think the answer is obvious. She is spicy. For lack of a better word that would get YouTube mad at me, Mileena is spicy, okay? She dresses spicy. And sometimes that's all you need to become famous. Just ask Kim Kardashian. In fact, Mileena is so spicy that she even landed on the cover of Playboy magazine. Yes, this image is real, it's not Photoshop. And perhaps even more impressively, Mileena was also on the cover of one of the Mortal Kombat video games. Very few characters on the roster can say that. It's almost always Scorpion or Sub-Zero, sometimes both, and occasionally Liu Kang. But this one time in Mortal Kombat history, we had Mileena on the cover of a game. So once again, Mileena is very famous, but I don't think it's just her spice that makes her popular. There's one more ingredient that made Mileena very popular very quickly, and that's her lust for violence. Don't get me wrong, every character in Mortal Kombat is violent, but Mileena is next level. And because Mortal Kombat became famous for its violence, it makes sense that its most violent character would also become famous as well. In fact, to this day, I firmly believe that Mileena is more popular than Kitana, at least among the Mortal Kombat players. Kitana and Sonya Blade might be more popular in mainstream media, but when it comes down to the actual core fan base, I really do believe that Mileena is the most famous female character. Or at the very least, she is the most beloved, and unfortunately sometimes love can become toxic and people get way too defensive over a fictional character. So with all that in mind, let's start from the beginning, the Mortal Kombat 11 reveal event. This get together was very exclusive, not many people were invited, and luckily your boy was one of the few people fortunate enough to be invited to this little get together, and we were all talking before the actual event started in the hotel lobby, and there were so many cool people there, from pro players to even YouTube celebrities like Angry Joe, who I was lucky enough to speak with, and I gotta say, he's a very chill and down-to-earth dude. And as a result, I'm weaving in and out of groups, having conversations with everybody until I happen upon a group of pro players, a lot of esports players. And in this group, they were all discussing the characters they were the most excited to play. So I popped my head in and I'm like, yo, how about Mileena? I can't wait to play Mileena. And I was met with silence and awkward stares. And that's when I realized that these people already knew who was going to be playable at the event. Maybe not everybody on the roster, but they knew who was playable in advance, and Mileena was not on that list. However, I didn't know that for sure yet. I was just guessing, but then my fears were confirmed when we finally got our hands on the game and Mileena was not a playable character. But at least we got Scarlet, so that was pretty cool. However, the diehard Mileena fans were already freaking out. They were like, wait, Mileena wasn't playable? Where is she? She better be in the game. And everyone's like, calm down, she's gonna be in the game, just wait for the trailers. They're gonna save her for later to get everybody hyped. And the trailers did come. However, Mileena was not in a single one of the trailers for Mortal Kombat 11. And then at one point the roster got leaked and we saw every single character that was going to be in the game on release. And once again, to our fear, Mileena was not on the roster. Oh my god, I almost forgot about the petition. At one point there was a petition to add Mileena to Mortal Kombat 11, and I even promoted it for a hot minute before deleting it because I made the mistake of not reading what it actually said. I thought it was just joking about, hey, add Mileena, or NetherRealm, please add Mileena, here's a kind-hearted petition. No. This petition expected NetherRealm to add Mileena to the game before it even launched. That would be impossible. It takes a long time to make a whole character for a game, especially a fighting game. So once again, Mileena fans are freaking out, but there was still one light at the end of the tunnel, the possibility that Mileena was an unlockable character. Both Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat X both had unlockable characters that were not on the base roster, so Mileena's gonna be right there. In fact, one of the most popular theories was that Mileena was going to be in the crypt. We had already seen how amazing the crypt was going to be. You can walk around and freely explore everything. It was going to be hype and exciting, and Mileena was going to be a random character you could find in the crypt and then unlock her, maybe even fight her to unlock her. However, once again, the Mileena stans were betrayed because Mileena is not the unlockable character. Instead, it was Frost, and I'm a big Frost fan, so I was happy to play her, but I already knew she was in the game because she had been leaked, but in that leak she was bald, which was weird and thankfully not the case when she finally became playable. She still has hair like Vegeta Blue, thank God. And unfortunately, now is when the toxic Mileena fans finally started to bare their fangs. At every single trailer, every single tweet, and every single combat cast, they were demanding to add Mileena to the game. If Mileena was not in the game, they were going to do something crazy. And in fact, apparently some people even made death threats in the chat, which of course is apprehensible. You should never threaten to end somebody over a video game. In fact, there's very few reasons you should ever threaten to end somebody. So it goes without saying that Mileena fans crossed the line, but that's what happens, unfortunately, when you remain anonymous. It gives crazy people a lot of power because they know there's not going to be any consequences for their actions, so they can make all the threats they want without ever having to back it up, but even so, it can still be scary. And thankfully, not very many Mileena fans went this far. A lot of them would just troll in the comment section or in the tweets. In fact, there's an amazing video on YouTube that shows exactly that, and the video's over 4 minutes long. Just 4 minutes of people constantly complaining and trolling about Mileena on Twitter. And it's honestly kind of impressive in a weird way because they're speedrunning the comment section, right? You can't go 10 tweets down without seeing a comment about Mileena. And once again, it's almost always lighthearted or trolling at the worst. It's almost never a threat, but even so, they would reply on every single comment, even some really sad ones, like maybe someone's dog died, and they'd still be like, that's sad, man. You know what's also sad? No Mileena in Mortal Kombat. That's pretty sad too. And I don't think they were joking when they said that. I think they really do want the character that bad that to them, not having a character in a game is akin to their pet dying, which is wild to me. My point is, most replies were lighthearted or trolling at the worst, but even so, they replied to every single tweet to everybody who worked at NetherRealm, so it got pretty tiresome pretty quickly. And here's the thing, Ed Boon also loves to troll, and for anyone who might not know, Ed Boon is the creator of Mortal Kombat, along with Tobias. However, I'm not sure if he trolled the Mileena fans because it was fun for him, or because they were actually annoying him with the constant replies to every single tweet to not just him, but almost every single NetherRealm employee. But regardless of Ed Boon's motivations, troll them he did. The Mileena fans were at war with the creator of Mortal Kombat. They would constantly batter him with replies, and he would troll them right back. In fact, Ed Boon would sometimes tweet saying that Mileena will never be added to Mortal Kombat 11. Now, thankfully, at one point we got Kitana's Friendship, which does have Mileena in it. And for some Mileena fans, that was actually a victory, because even though she's not playable, at least she was still in the game, which means they were right when they said, hey, look, at some point she's going to be added to Mortal Kombat 11. Just you wait and see. We're not crazy. Mileena's gonna be in the game. And technically, Mileena was in the game. Even if it was just for Kitana's Friendship, she is still technically in the game. And for some Mileena fans, that validated them. And I do want to mention that some fans were also pretty vocal about their character being added to the game, right? Like Smoke fans, they were pretty loud and pretty adamant about him being added, but they were never as toxic as Mileena fans. And as a result, I don't recall Ed Boon ever attacking any of the other fandoms or ever trolling any of the other fandoms. It was always the Mileena fans, at least to my knowledge. However, I think we all know how this story ends. Eventually, Mileena was added to Mortal Kombat 11, and this upset a lot of people, pretty much everybody who hated Mileena fans, and especially the toxic Mileena fans, right? Nobody wanted them to get their way after how they behaved. They didn't deserve to be rewarded for that awful behavior towards Ed Boon, the developers, everybody. So for a lot of players, when Mileena finally got added to Mortal Kombat 11, it felt like a betrayal because in a way, NetherRealm was rewarding this bad behavior. However, here's the thing, I don't think NetherRealm or Ed Boon added Mileena because the fans kept asking. I think she was always planned from the very beginning. And the reason I think that is because during an interview, Ed Boon slipped up. He mentioned Rain and Mileena in the same sentence. That's too much of a coincidence to me.
So there's a lot of people who are always demanding that we put Mileena and Rain and all these other characters in the games.
I think that Ed Boon had a Freudian slip there because the odds of him mentioning Rain and Mileena and not intending them from the start doesn't make sense to me. And then on top of that, it takes a very long time to make a character, especially for a fighting game, so there's no way they weren't planned for months in advance. I really do think that NetherRealm knows how popular Mileena was, and so they saved her for the final edition of the game that would later be known as the Ultimate Edition, because that's the best way to get sales. Because keep in mind the Ultimate Edition was not just an add-on, you could also buy it as a standalone game. So if you hadn't played Mortal Kombat 11 and you were just waiting for Mileena, you now bought the full price of the game. Honestly, when you think about it, it's a really good business decision. Now, do I think it was smart for Ed Boon to constantly troll and feed the flames of the Mileena fans? No, I don't really think so. I think it may have had the opposite effect. However, at the same time, I can understand the temptation of wanting to troll the trolls, wanting to get back at them. I can understand that mindset, and I think that might be why Ed Boon trolled them so hard. So even though I can't prove that Mileena was planned very early on in the game's development, I do firmly believe that to be the case, and I gave you evidence why. And now it's your turn to let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. How do you feel about the Mileena fandom? Are they extremely toxic, or are they misunderstood? Once again, I'm a Mileena fan, and I don't support how they acted, so I do think it might just be a small fringe but very loud part of the group. And then while you're down there posting a comment, also leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It really does help my channel out a ton. And then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell. That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.